Good morning, YouTube. It is 8 AM and I'm just about to head up to Dublin. I'm actually going to do a video today on HIIT versus LISS cardio and which one's better or which one would suit you guys. I'm actually going to meet up hopefully with Andres and Collie, and we're going to do I'll get them to actually give you a little bit of an insight into, you know, which form is better or which may suit better or which may apply better. But I'm dressed to train and I'm probably going to meet Andres and we get a little bit of cardio done and see what happens. But yeah, check in when I get to Dublin and you can have a chat with Andres then. Also, I get a lot of questions about what audiobooks I'm listening to at the minute, but this is kind of a list of all the audiobooks that I've kind of gone through so far. This is the new one that I'm listening to at the minute. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I've actually read the book, but I'm going to listen to the audiobook when I'm going up and down to Dublin in the car. I've also got like 45 minutes of The Obstacle is the Way to finish, but it's kind of like at the end of both of these books by Ryan Holiday, there's a podcast at the end of it, so there's like an hour and 15-minute podcast at the end, which is quite cool, and he kind of gets questioned about the book and gets, you know, asked different things about why he wrote certain things in the book, so it's actually quite cool. Those two books are very good. Just arrived the fly fit and myself and Andres are after doing 20 minutes of
at least
about 20 minutes on the cross trainer. Now, for those of you who don't know, the difference between LISS and HIIT is pretty much heart rate zones. So one is aerobic and one is anaerobic. They're different energy pathways, meaning your heart rate is going to be into, you know, different zones or different sort of levels, let's say. So LISS, the word or the acronym LISS, means low intensity steady state. HIIT is high intensity interval training. Now, LISS, I would always judge a LISS session off what I suppose the basics of what we learned when I was in college was a talk test. So for instance, like if you're in the correct heart rate zone of low intensity steady state, when you're doing cardio, you should be able to, you know, have a chat with somebody. If, like for instance, like me and Andres were doing it and we were able to have a conversation between each other and chat, and we were still sort of sweating, but we were still able to talk. So that is a good sort of judge of where your sort of heart rate zone is in a sort of low intensity steady state area. Fair, bro?
I prefer HIIT, definitely.
HIIT? Why?
Because I like to go sometimes, mostly it saves my time. I like to go harder.
Yep.
Increases my VO2 output.
Yeah.
Lung capacity. And yeah, I just love it.
Sweet.
More variety, more things what to do, and I can basically do the same what I'm doing with the weightlifting. Those 30-40 seconds of going hard and then minutes rest. Yeah. That's it.
Sweet. I'd say a lot of the times when, now I don't know if you agree with me here, but a lot of the times I would do HIIT is to save time. So for instance, like if I only have a certain level of time in a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? There's pros and there's cons to both. With HIIT training, like HIIT training is like weight training. You need a little bit more recovery from it. Whereas LISS, you don't need recovery really. You don't need to, you know, to take days off from HIIT or from LISS, should I say. The other thing with HIIT training is that studies have shown that it helps with suppressing, like, you know, your hunger pangs and stuff like that. So so with HIIT training, like you don't really tend to feel hungry after it because you're absolutely wiped out. Collie would say, and I know Collie has said in the past, that when he does LISS training, his hunger goes through the roof. Like, so when he does, like, you know, 45 to an hour, his hunger just goes absolutely through the roof. I don't know about yours now, but
no, I haven't been doing LISS lately, to be honest. I'm short in time usually, and then I'm trying to put instead of the weight session, put in the HIIT.
Yeah, sweet. But yeah, pretty much like, okay, so if you had to pick one, what would you do?
From HIIT?
Yeah, HIIT or LISS, which one?
HIIT, all day. Frustrating.
It is very frustrating. So we're down in the bottom level fly fit. We've just done 20 minutes LISS and we're about to kick into an upper body session. So push and pull. I don't want to make this video too long, but I'll put in a couple of snippets of some of the exercises that we're going to do here in Flight Fit. So I decided to do a bit of a voiceover on all of the clips that we got from our training session, and this was a push and pull session. We started off with a isolateral chest press, and like, all gyms don't have this piece of equipment, but if your gym does, give it a crack. If it doesn't, just do a regular bench press. We supersetted the isolateral chest press with the wide grip pull down. Now, both of these exercises we've done 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps with about maybe, I think we've done maybe 2 or 3 warm-up sets at the very start. But yeah, our main working sets were 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps each. Moving on to our next exercise, or our next set of superset exercises, and this is a landmine incline chest press. Now, this is one of my favorite chest exercises for building the upper pec. As you can see, Andres isn't really gripping the bar, he just has it sort of resting on the palms of his hands, focusing on that squeeze in the upper chest. After that, we moved on to a seated close grip row. Now, as you can see, obviously Andres is focusing on really strict form and trying to really focus on squeezing his shoulder blades together, using every ounce of his back muscles to pull that weight towards him. Again, 3 sets, you can go 8 to 12 reps on this one. Moving on to our third superset, and this one is for shoulders. Now, what we did was a seated shoulder press, just a machine press. I think all gyms pretty much have one of these machines, and again, 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Moving on from the shoulder press into the upright row, the barbell upright row. This one was a bit of a burner because you're hitting 2 shoulder exercises back to back. As you can see with this exercise, Andres is focusing on super strict form and trying to control that barbell as best as he can. On to one of my least favourite exercises, would you believe, and it's the chest fly, or the machine chest fly. We focused on 12 to 15 reps on this one, and most gyms, like 99% of gyms, have this piece of kit. So yeah, 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps. From there, we just flipped it around and hit a rear delt fly. Now again, a lot of gyms have this piece of kit that you can do chest flies and you can do rear delt flies on it. This is one of the exercises that I see a lot of people doing wrong in gyms. Now, you don't have to go too far back, just so your arms are parallel with your body. On to our second last exercise, and it's the machine tricep extension. Now, if your gym doesn't have this, you can just do a dumbbell tricep extension lying on the bench, but as you can see here, it's just repping it out, 12 to 15 reps, 3 sets, and that's pretty much it. On to the final exercise, and it is machine bicep curls. Like I said, if your gym doesn't have this piece of kit, just do a regular dumbbell curl or a regular barbell curl, and it's the exact same job. 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps, and it's as simple as sitting down and lifting your hands towards your face. That's it.
How it feels?
Push and pull done.
Done and dusted, pull start.
Push and pull session done. Now we're going to have to finish on 20 minutes. LISS, low intensity steady state, and just have the chat, because I haven't had a chance to chat with Andres in ages. We've got business to discuss. So, LISS done, showered, changed, and I'm just sitting outside work. With regards LISS versus HIIT, I think, to be honest, it all comes down to personal preference, what you prefer, like long term, what's going to be sustainable for you and your plan, and the time that you have available. Like, for instance, like today I was able to do, you know, 40 to 45 minutes of LISS, whereas other days that I would not be able to do that because of work or what my schedule or whatever. I just would not be able to get 45 minutes in. You know, I prefer to do LISS some days because I like to listen to a podcast, or I like to listen to, you know, an audiobook and just kind of tune out. Some days I prefer to do HIIT because I like to challenge myself. I really enjoy it, and like I enjoy pushing myself that little bit harder in certain workouts, and trying different types of metcons, different styles of training. You know, if one of the lads comes up with a little workout, we'll throw it in. But like I said, it all comes down to personal preference. One, you know, is not going to trump the other if you can't stick to it. So, like, you know, LISS isn't better than HIIT if you can't stick to a protocol over time. You know, it isn't going to work, you know, if your consistency isn't there with HIIT or LISS. So personal preference is number one, what you prefer to do, what you enjoy to do, you know, what your time allows you to do. So, you know, if you have 45 minutes in the day, or if you have, you know, up to an hour to be able to do LISS, well then work away. And yeah, you know, consistency, if you can stick to it. For beginners starting out in the gym, I would genuinely recommend low impact HIIT training. So things that are going to push your body that little bit harder, but also things that aren't going to give you a crazy amount of impact, like, you know, jumping and plyometrics and you know, any sort of mental movements that involve really high impact on your body. Because what's going to happen is it's going to take a longer time to recover. Like, think about when, you know, your first few workouts when you start in the gym and your body feels like it's been run over by a truck. Like, that's going to be a regular occurrence if you're constantly doing HIIT training and you're constantly doing really high impact HIIT training. So for newcomers to the gym, I would genuinely recommend low impact, you know, HIIT training. So things that are like, you know, bikes, rowers, cross trainers, you know, things that aren't going to be a crazy amount of impact on the body, but still get you that maximum benefit. Also, I said I was going to get Collie in this video. I didn't, because he's been dying sick. Like, the lad is in bits. I've seen him over the last few days and he's a write-off. So that's why Collie hasn't featured in this video. And I know Collie would prefer, he'd prefer both ends of it for certain reasons. He'd prefer, I think he's doing a lot of LISS lately, because he likes to listen to his podcast as well and likes to get his audiobooks in and stuff like that. So and he has the time in the mornings now, because he gets himself up super early. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. If there is any feedback, or you guys have any feedback, please do comment below. I really do appreciate all the feedback, I genuinely do. And if there is anything that you want to see, is there any videos that you want me to cover, or any topics that you'd like me to cover, please do comment in the comment section below, because like I've always said, I really want to try and tailor the content for you guys as much as I physically can, and give you guys what you want, rather than me sort of kind of doing videos that I think you guys might want. Please feel free to comment below and let me know what you'd like to see more of, less of. If you'd like to see Vivian in the videos a little bit more, let me know. And yeah, catch you guys in the next vlog.